That's beautiful. A view of the stunning and historic City Hall. Welcome, everyone, to our broadcast here in Philadelphia. Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sideline. Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. You look at Portland, it's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away.
And when you look at Portland, they're already looking to the offseason, and that's a shame. Their fans deserve a little bit more from this team.
The body language right now kind of telling the story. Losing takes a huge toll on you, especially during an 82-game grind.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, small ball has become the trend in the NBA, but it might be more accurate to call it average ball. With defensive switching twice as common as it was 5 years ago, the demand is rising for players of average NBA height, and that's around 6'7". Kevin, that's affected not just the big men, but the vertically challenged guys as well.
Point forwards and big guards in demand. DA, you're right. Thank you. Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Yes, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that team knew about you.
Right. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony out there with Hood, and it's Whiteside in at the center. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid.
Well, for Tobias Harris to take this step, getting away from scoring and finding teammates to become a more adept passer, that's good signs. Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
McCollum with the ball, and the pass to Lillard. Puts it up. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Yeah, Hood does a good job there of surveying the floor and being ready to deliver the pass.
Simmons looking it over. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Richardson outside. Just 4 to shoot. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Simmons against Lillard. Outside, Simmons. Here's Richardson, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Richardson playing with boundless energy, great at going into the physical defense and drawing the foul.
Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
2 shots.
First free throw is good.
There's so much inside of Josh Richardson that is yet to be tapped into. An athletic shooting guard who can play both ends of the floor.
Second free throw, no good. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
Here's Harris after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Here's Embiid, and it's blocked by Whiteside.
Whiteside, one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. That one's swatted.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Harris kicks to Simmons. Over Lillard. The 76ers again can't hit it. The Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's McCollum. That one misses. Good work defensively by Richardson. 76ers have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Outside, Simmons. Here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Embiid's got his second bucket tonight.
And passes like that demonstrate the winning mindset Simmons has. A guy that wants to get his team involved.
Now here's Hood. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Shots good by Anthony.
Melo operating in the mid-range, he does such a great job of finding open areas out there where he knows he can dominate.
Here's Richardson. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And Simmons slams it in.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
And here are the Trailblazers now after the Sixers pick up 2. Lillard attacking, score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
One thing about Lillard is he can go with either hand when he's attacking the rim, and that makes it very difficult to defend.
Embiid finds Simmons. Shoots over Lillard. Goes back up. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
The 76ers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
What's up?
And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
Here's Richardson, and the layup falls.
Well, he's allowed to get in there, and once he does, he's aggressive enough to play through contact.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Anthony down low. Richardson covers. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel.
Portland shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
The first free throw is good. But Brent, you talk about all that travel for the Blazers. That can wear you down.
Well, interesting. The Blazers have done some particular things off the floor for their players, bringing in UV lights into the locker rooms, coffee before the game. It's very much hipster Pacific Northwest.
So Anthony nails both of them.
And Melo's still bringing the passion to the floor no matter what's going on around. He's still going to be a gamer.
Pass to Embiid. Back to Simmons. Shoots over Lillard. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
Hood drives in. Whiteside, good.
You have to do a lot of things defensively to prevent Hassan Whiteside from scoring. He is just an Adonis out there. Look at that body, and still gets those shots to go like he did there.
Stolen by McCollum. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. McCollum with the ball. Lillard up top. Richardson against McCollum. Tipped away. Whiteside, the pass to Hood. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, there's not a rebound that Whiteside cannot get to when he's floating around the charge circle, reaches up, snatches that one down.
Harris against Hood. Outside Anthony. Finished off the break. Anthony's got 8 points.
Man, he's got that touch working tonight, shooting the ball very well to start this one.
Richardson dishes to Simmons. To the inside, Embiid. That one's off, still out of sync. Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's McCollum. It's hauled in by Harris. Outside, Simmons. Good, and Harris gets the assist.
And at 6'10", a player like Simmons, to handle the ball the way he does, that's just unfair.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Hezonja, he's checked in for Anthony. Little comes in for Hood. Kent Bazemore's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Simons. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Now here's Bazemore, guarded closely. With the floater. And it's Whiteside. That time on the assist by Bazemore. Whiteside's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Passes it to Scott. Here's Thibault. Up top, O'Quinn. He's covered by Whiteside. Here's Simmons. Cans the 12-footer. 6 points for him.
With a consistently improving offensive game, Simmons is lethal whenever he's on the court.
Simons, the pass to Bazemore. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And his free throws are falling at a rate of only about 72% on the season. Not terrible, but listen, you obviously would expect him to do better.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Labissiere's checked in. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
Lasagna's shot is off.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Ennis passes to Thibault. Outside, Simmons. Floats one up, out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. And here's a look at some numbers for Lillard.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
The 76ers trail by 3. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
1:02 left in the first quarter. Here's Simons, defended by Scott. And it's Simons missing. 76ers shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. And Simmons slams it in.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Now, here's Bazemore. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. Here's Little. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 1. You talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Here's Thibault. A 14-point game for him in the win against Phoenix. This one for 3. No good that time. Carmelo Anthony getting it done for the Portland Trailblazers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. The game is evolving, and Al Horford has changed his game along with it.
It never occurred to me that I'd be shooting threes at this rate and doing some of the things that I'm doing, but it's just the way that the game has evolved.
And give Horford credit. He adjusted with the times. He didn't stay set, Greg, in his ways.
Yeah, he was always a great mid-range shooter, and he's proven to be a legitimate threat from deep.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
You know, they really made a lot of good quality reads down there. Took some chances, but feeling more calculated than risky.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, we've got Little, Labissiere out there with Hezonja. Then there's Kent Bazemore, and it's Simons in at the 1. And the first one drops.
And really, it's hard to guard a guy like Bazemore because of how high he can get up. His athleticism is just boundless.
And he makes both free throws. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. It's a 3-point game. Outside, Scott. Back to Simmons. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Korkmaz. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Korkmaz has got the game tied up here for the 76ers. The Trailblazers shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Here's Simons. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And it's just never easy to get stops in this league, but they had a smart game plan defensively, and I felt like that was the difference.
Well, good defensive game plan and then carrying it out for 48 minutes. That really helped them out in that last game.
The 76ers have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
No good on the free throw. What improvements, Brent, do you like to see out of players going from season 1 to their second season in the league?
Biggest thing, Kevin, turnovers. Player comes into the league, has an opportunity to play, wants to rush things, plays too fast, doesn't have an ability to slow down and make reads. From season 1 to season 2, and given the role and responsibility for that player, when you watch a guy whose ability to take away the mistakes, the simple mistakes he made last year, that's growth.
Because it's connected to so many other areas of his game.
Right, and he's not trying to do things that he wasn't capable of doing when he came into the league last year. He's understanding more of where it is that he's best suited in possessions and for that offense.
Good explanation. Here's Korkmaz, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That free throw good from Korkmaz.
You go back to 2015, the Blazers lost 4 of their 5 starters in the offseason. So instead of rebuilding, they retooled around Damian Lillard, and what a piece to retool behind. Amazing how far they've come in the past couple seasons, where they've placed in the Western Conference.
Here's Simons. Portland again missing.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him, and that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
They get it back. O'Quinn, and the layup's good off the glass. O'Quinn's got the lead up to 5 now for Philadelphia.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the foul on Mike Scott. That is his first foul of the game. Well, you know, Brent, you've got to give a lot of credit to the Blazers front office, continuing to fortify this roster with under-the-radar acquisitions.
Interesting adjusting around a couple of albatross contracts to now have a team that's capable at positions that a lot of teams are trying to fill. That's the wing position.
Now here's Little. Back to Labissiere. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Such great movement for a guy his size. Scal Labissiere, capable of rolling to the right space.
Pass to Simmons. He kicks it to Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Trailblazers trail by 5. Bazemore dishes to Lillard. The pass to Labissiere. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Harris is checked in for the 76ers. Josh Richardson comes in for Ben Simmons. McCollum's checked in for Portland. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Shot clock at 6. Bazemore gets the bucket.
You might want to close a little faster to Bazemore, especially in the mid-range where he's been pretty consistent.
Lillard against Richardson. To the middle, here's Horford. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Horford's got 4 this quarter.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
A 3 from McCollum. Korkmaz grabs the miss.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
And here's Richardson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trail Blazers. On Monday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz.
And for the matchup with the Cavs, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
First free throw is good for the Trailblazers. Whiteside's checked in for Skal Labissiere. Anthony comes in for Little. And Hood subbed in for Kent Bazemore. And Richardson drops them both. Trailblazers trail by 7. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Let's take a second to see the teams that have been the toughest inside this season so far. The 76ers, number 1.
And sometimes a team will get one guy who can block. Other times a guy finds ways to get others involved in blocking. It can be contagious. If he can do it, why not me? Then all of a sudden you look up and you're leading the league in block.
Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 14-4 run right now. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by Richardson. Richardson's got 3 assists in the game. Richardson against Lillard. He dishes it to McCollum. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Well, he knows how to get the shot off at any time on that pick and roll. Natural instincts taking over, and the experience helping McCollum as well.
Now here is Harris. Last game he had 10 points. Horford, no luck.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames, but money well spent by the Blazers.
Here's Anthony following the score by Josh Richardson. Lillard against Richardson. Lillard misses.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Now here's McCollum following the miss by Josh Richardson. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from McCollum. And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
Throw good, McCollum.
And you talk about shot makers, C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
Thibault can't get it to go.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Lillard. And you look at the shot chart for McCollum. He's a threat from everywhere.
Able to hit off the bounce, pulling up. At his height, he's got to be creative, making space for his shot.
Back to Richardson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Anthony. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The 76ers leading by 3. Thibault, the pass to Embiid. Richardson outside. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Lillard.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Here's Harris, and he makes good on his first shot of the game. And the 76ers lead by 5.
Tobias Harris becoming better and better from that range.
Pass to Whiteside. Dishes it to McCollum. And it's blocked. Lillard against Richardson. Passes it to Embiid. Changes up. And stolen by Hood. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. No good with the triple. Philadelphia leading by 5. Richardson outside. And another turnover here by Philadelphia.
And let's check out some stats for Horford. He's been more than solid over the last month. He's around 10 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
He keeps playing like this, and you know in arenas, especially at home, when the star player is playing this well, those MVP chants come raining down. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Knocks it loose. Here's Thibault. He's guarded by McCollum. From deep. That shot missing, so the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, they couldn't do it in that one. Always a step slow in closing out the shooters and maybe even recognition of who was on the floor. Just not enough energy, and that's a tough way to win on the road.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Embiid, and it's Scott in for Al Horford. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. And some changes here for the 76ers. James Ennis comes in for Harris. And Simmons subbed in for Josh Richardson. Portland also making some changes. Scal Labicieres checked in for Whiteside. Hezonja comes in for Anthony, and it's Kent Bazemore in for Hood. There's 1:17 left to play in the first half. A nice shot by Simons.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Pass to Scott. Here's Thibault. Hezonja defending. Here's Thibault. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Scott can't get it to go. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. And there's the call on James Ennis. That is his first foul of the game. And Portland making a change here. Little's checked in. There's 45 seconds left in the first half. Here's Simons. Again, the Trailblazers good for two.
Hard to leave any NBA player that wide open from that distance.
Back to Simmons. Outside, Scott. Down low. Shot to stop the run. And Simmons slams it in.
Crafty and smooth. Simmons tearing up the nets. He is definitely a rising star.
Now here's Bazemore. He's got 7. Out to the wing. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bazemore.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
From deep three-point range, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. It's all tied in Philadelphia. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, it's a hard game so far. Going into the second half, what will you tell your team?
We just got to compete. Keep competing, trust each other, and make plays.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Looking at Portland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more of the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. McCollum, no good.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
Talk about versatility on offense a lot, but how about on defense? And he takes pride in making an impact down there.
Now here is Harris, following the miss by C.J. McCollum.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
The 76ers have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. Free throw dropped for Al Horford. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him Average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player, excellent at the free throw line.
Kicks it out to Lillard. Bangs home the trifecta. Lillard's got 13.
Well, he's effective in the catch and shoot dating back to his college days. Lillard has brought that skill to the pros.
Simmons against Anthony. Simmons left side. The 10-footer. That's good from Horford on the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 5 here tonight.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Now here's Lillard. 13 points in the game. Feeds it to Whiteside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Embiid. And looking at the numbers for Whiteside the last few years, Greg, it seems like his production has come back down a bit.
And for a minute, Whiteside looked like he could be a dominant center, but he's struggled since his great 2017 season. Shot selection has been hurting, and sometimes it feels like he is in his own way as a player.
Free throw, good, Whiteside.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
And both free throws good from Whiteside. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
Here's Hood. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Whiteside kicks to Lillard. Hood against Harris. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Harris. One-on-one fast break. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Damian Lillard.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot. And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
Now here's Hood. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Damian Lillard. Simmons dishes to Richardson. There's the pass to Harris. Let's go. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Here's McCollum, following the score by Josh Richardson. Simmons against McCollum. There's the dish to Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Horford the pass to Simmons. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
Yeah, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane jumping skills, he seizes it.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Korkmaz checked in for Richardson.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Joel Embiid. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 16 points, 13 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
I feel like those rebounds are wearing down and eroding the opponent. His effort right now, physically and mentally, has been good.
Korkmaz kicks to Simmons. Horford finds Simmons. Here's Embiid, and Whiteside sends it back. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
That's tremendous vision on the part of Lillard, just trying to lead the team right now from the point.
Here's Korkmaz. He's guarded by McCollum. Outside, Simmons. He dishes it to Embiid. 5 to shoot. Over Whiteside. Here's Horford. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Horford's got 6 here in this quarter. Portland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Lillard attacking. There's the feed to Anthony. Kicks it out to McCollum. Portland moving the ball around. Anthony dishes to Hood. Over Embiid. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Here's a memo. You have to box out Whiteside or he'll burn you with the putback jam.
Pass to Horford. Simmons on the wing. Covered by Lillard. Horford double team. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. A floater. A putback.
And those are exactly the kinds of plays that can spark a team. Just solid work down in the paint.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Harris, no good. Portland leading by 3. McCollum outside, looking to end his cold spell. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. McCollum's got 7 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row. from the paint.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And he is absolutely dialed in from outside. They need to close out on him much quicker when he's lining up those threes.
Size 60, I might got standing so tall, they think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will. 96 Impala, more wheels. Up against the wall, that Fox Hills. Like a boss asked me how I feel. Successful street, touching them first meals. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life. Grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle pay the price, one slice, got to roll the dice, that's why, all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look, I got everything I said I was gonna get, on my kid, in addition to that fact, I'm with legit, now.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Azania, he's checked in for Anthony. Little comes in for Hood. Kent Bazemore's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Philadelphia with the ball. Trailing by 5. Passes it to Ennis. Back to Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. The tray. He's off on that one. And it's Portland the other way. Uncovered. Again, the Trailblazers score.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
And that one's drained from the low block. Simmons got 21 in the game.
And guys, it's just beautiful watching Simmons in screen and roll situations. A manipulative master when it comes to tearing apart the defense.
Here's Whiteside. Now Bazemore. He has 7. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 5th rebound in this one. And it's Simmons penetrating. Banked in off the glass. 23 points in the game.
I just love the heart of Simmons. Doesn't matter what the D throws his way. He's still able to complete the play.
And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That's his first foul. Scal Labissière's checked in for the Trailblazers. Little passes to Bazemore. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The 76ers trailed by 3. Kept alive. The kick out to Scott. Outside, Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Back to Scott for the tie. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Scott's got it all tied up now for the 76ers. Portland's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Pass to Bazemore. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
One shot.
The 76ers trail by 3. Here's Thibault. No points in the game yet for him. And Simmons kicks to O'Quinn. Trying his luck from deep. But he gets it back. 1:20 left to play in the third. Shot clock at 5. Thibault. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
And the first one at the line is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
The 76ers making a switch here. Richardson's checked in, and Portland with a change here too. Anthony's checked in. And so he hits both. 1:15 left to play here in the third. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Richardson.
And Melo can play big down there in the paint, so using his size that time to draw the contact.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. Here's Ennis. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. 59 seconds left here in the third quarter. The pass to Thibault. Just 5 to shoot. Outside, Scott. Kicks to Richardson. From deep. A new 14 for the 76ers.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, as good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Here's Richardson after Nasir Little's bucket. Here's Thibault. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Well, both him and the team seem to be off their game right now, and the frustration is clearly mounting as the clock is winding down.
And that kind of sums up how this game is going.
Attack-minded all the way.
Yeah, great read, calls his own number, and then sends it home.
From deep three-point range, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Portland with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more in store for you right after this. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
We're getting stops after that start. We've been getting stops, all right? Play with confidence like Dave said. Be strong with the ball and be ready to make plays.
Urging his team to stay after it, Greg, on defense.
And that's how they're going to win this game, with confidence and assertiveness on D.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the floor for Portland. Little out there with Anthony. Then there's Whiteside. Then there's Kent Bazemore. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. And Portland has possession. 6-point lead. Pass to Little. Pass to Simons. Dishes it to Whiteside. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his third foul of the game. Whiteside finds Anthony. Nice D from Scott. The 76ers trail by 6. Ennis taking his time here. Richardson outside. 6 to shoot. Almost, but it rolls out. And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. Over to the left wing. Hands it from downtown. Simons has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Trailblazers. Pass to O'Quinn. Knocked away. And again, Philadelphia turns it over. So both teams changing it up here. Lillard against Richardson. And that one's good. Lillard's got the lead up to 11 now for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, all night long he's just been on it. He's feeling it, and Lillard will start to call his own number in some of these sets.
Now here's Ennis. He's covered by Bazemore. Richardson outside. He kicks to Harris. Just 5 on the clock. There's the 3. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Whiteside's Trailblazers leading by 11. And the foul on Mike Scott. That's foul number 2 for him. And the 76ers with some changes. Al Horford, he's checked in for Mike Scott. And it's Korkmaz in for James Ennis. Hood's checked in for Portland. McCollum comes in for Kent Bazemore. Puts it up off the inbound, and there's Lillard. That's good on the assist by Whiteside.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Timeout called the 76ers.
When he was drafted, Damian Lillard said he wanted to go to the Blazers with the 6th pick. The opportunity to play right away and be embraced by the city of Portland.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team, and he was emphatic. He said, "We are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing." See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Thanks, David.
Such a solid and unique big man in today's game. Horford's passing skills and ability to find the open teammate is very special.
Back to Lillard. Launches it. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Embiid, the pass to Harris. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Trailblazers on D. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. To the paint. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Harris has got 4 points this quarter.
Not much you can do defensively when Tobias is covered. he's still finding ways to score.
McCollum kicks to Hood. Lillard from outside. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Harris. Horford trying to free himself up. And again, Tobias Harris.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
Now here's McCollum. Back to Lillard. Puts up a 3. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Can't connect from short range.
Now that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Here's Korkmaz. The pass to Horford. Back to Korkmaz. And here's Harris from the arc. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
That's a shot that Tobias Harris is really working hard on to become more consistent as a threat from the three-point line.
McCollum against Richardson. The baseline J. Nice jump shot. Good. And it's 9 points for C.J. McCollum.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
On the wing, Harris. Lays it up off the glass. Harris has got 13 points in the second half.
It feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
And it's Lillard missing. The 76ers trail by 7. Richardson outside. Here's Korkmaz. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Whiteside's got his 16th rebound on the night. It's Anthony with the drive. And Embiid with the block. Now the 76ers on the break. Here's Korkmaz. An easy 2 points on the layup. And now just a 5-point Portland lead.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Philadelphia. And stolen by Richardson. Pass to Horford. Over McCollum. Horford, no luck. Portland leading by 5. McCollum with the ball. Over Simmons. That one a little long.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Lets it go from 11, and it's Horford with the extra effort.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
McCollum with the ball, and it's Richardson picking him up. Back to Lillard. Shoots the three. Whiteside. And Whiteside stays right with it. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
And it's nice to see Whiteside stepping up in a big way with buckets like that.
Richardson against McCollum. Outside, Simmons. To the inside, Embiid. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Anthony kicks to Lillard. And he uses the glass on the layup. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Simmons on the wing. Covered by Lillard. Simmons against Lillard. Poke loose. Shot clock at 5. And stolen by Lillard. Here's Hood. They get it again. Here's Anthony. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Melo can just go right through any sort of contact down low.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. And here is Simmons. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Clock at 6. Passes to Embiid. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Here's Lillard following the basket by Al Horford. Lillard left side. 11 feet away. Yep, it counts. Lillard's got 11 points in the quarter.
Very few players, if any, score more points than Lillard as a pick-and-roll ball handler.
Inside. Here's Embiid. There's another block, making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense.
Anthony with the bucket.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Trailblazers.
Starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Hassan Whiteside.
Well, the tone was set by him defensively tonight. Recorded a number of blocks, and that was a big difference maker, intimidating the other team.
Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony.
And when the game is tight, Simmons rises to the occasion, effortlessly capitalizing when his team desperately needs him to.
And an intentional foul right there. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
Shooting 2.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
think about just how much focus Lillard has every year about his drive to be one of the best guards in the league. Whether it's recognized or not by an all-star appearance really doesn't have an impact on how he approaches the game.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss?
Knocks down the 3.
Super shot from Horford there. His team counts on him to provide that for them. He's always ready for it.
And they go to the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 7. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
.17 seconds left in the game. They get it back. Thibault, the pass to Neto. From deep. He can't hit that time. Lillard outside. So the Trailblazers win it. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. And did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. You know, we got a little more physical. You know, we did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Craig Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.